Hello, it's Dale here. Here we are back on. Last week I showed you the start of my Kimberley book that I'm making. It's a book cover that's going to have other things in. You'll find them later. So what happened is going to Broome. Broome was lovely in Broome, but it was very humid. And so I didn't get a lot done there. When you got sort of in the 90s humidity, you tend to hide inside or go swimming or you just do anything to avoid being out in the heat. Then we came back and we've been flat out, and I've managed in that heat to pick up a cold. So if I sniffle, just excuse me. It's going away. I just do these giant sneezes. But what I did was, that's my woven piece. This is the front of my bag or my book cover. And you'll find out what the book cover is later. And I wove it and I put those the wool that I had, wherever it is, it doesn't really matter, but the wool I got in California, that just sang Kimberley to me, and I wove it all, and then I stitched it down, and then on top of that I have woven some of the hand-dyed chiffon ribbon that I've had there for a while. It's lovely, so I've fed that through as well, and that's the front part. And this is the back. It's not finished yet, but I have done some more of these. One thing you could do as a sitting around was to weave the wool, and I had an extra one for some reason, so I made a little spiral. And when I've woven, you know, it's completely spontaneous. You do whatever you feel like. I've got some velvet through there, and velvet and silk scrim and the pre-felts, the flimsies. Now, one of the things I really love is that you're working, when you use hand-dyed things in a theme, how I work, you'll very rarely see me use plain colours, and I love all the colour, mixing it all up. And I've done a lot of the stitching with a medium pearl, medium silk thread that we had. That's the Kimberley colours. And of course I've got my gimp, which I'll probably use. I haven't thought about that yet. And the two are going to be joined together, so they'll end up being somehow attached under here, and then they will have handles on the top. So that should be interesting. And then I want to, on here, put something like, this is a frangipani leaf, if you haven't seen one. It's a little bit big for here, I think. But that's the shape of the frangipani leaf. And of course, in Broome especially, the streets are filled with frangipani. Frangipanis out in flower. They're absolutely beautiful. And some of the different frangipanis I've made, or pretend of maybe a frangipani, is using silk cocoon strippings, and to make a piece, and then colouring it and stitching it. So that's a slightly bigger frangipani. And this is a bit sort of a misshapen frangipani, which is just layers of different poly fabrics and some silks and metals and things, and they've been stitched and burnt back. And this is another one that I made, and this is what I'm thinking of making, something like this one to put on the front for a feature. And this is the big one. I just haven't quite had time yet. So look at the lushness of the velvet, and it's onto a bit of on pre-felt at the back with velvet on the top. And then I would stitch it in, so you might see that. Or I may end up with some of my very favourite circles of gimp. That's a good idea to use. Or I may use some of these leaves that I've made in the past. I've got a little bit of a mess here where things get caught up on each other. So this different sorts of leaves, maybe I might, if I think that they'll fit. These are more eucalyptus shaped leaves. This is one stitched with Kimberley Dreaming thread, and this is Kimberley Dreaming thread on some velvet, and organza, and some more on just the thread on water soluble, bit of organza, and a very wiry one here that looks to have lost its shape a little bit. And maybe I might just pop one of those in the middle. I have to think about what I'm going to do there. But what you can anticipate is that what I'm going to use for the inside is a truck box, a box that had a dumper, you know, for my grandson. He's intrigued by the fact that I'm keeping these things. And it's going to be the inside of the box of the book. So it'll be tucked in here somewhere. And so that's my mission for the rest of this week, is to get all this finished. So I hope that's given you a few ideas. we'll see you again next Monday with see where I've got next. Okay, so have a great week. See you. Hope you had a great Easter. Bye.